Yes, folks, welcome back to the channel. It is the final day of 2022, which has been a phenomenal year for Celtic. It's time to look back on the year. I'm going to give you my top 5 moments following Ange Postecoglou's Celtic over the last 12 months. Here we go. Yes, folks, welcome back to the channel. Something a wee bit different for you today. I'm going to run through, as I say, my top 5 moments of the last 12 months following Celtic. There's been so many. It was a joy to go through everything that's happened in the last 12 months. As I say, it's been a phenomenal year for Celtic, a brilliant year to be following the club under Ange Postecoglou. It was so hard to whittle down all of the brilliant moments to just 5 for a top 5, but I've managed to do it just about. I don't think I'm going to change my mind. But I'll let you know if I do halfway through the video. So we're going to go in descending order, and up first it is number 5. And at number 5 is the one home game that I actually didn't make last year. I had COVID. It's crazy to think that back at the start of last year, COVID was still so prevalent. It feels like a lifetime ago. But it was the 29th of January, Liel Abada's last minute winner against Dundee United. I was sitting in the house watching it. Managed to recover for the derby only 4 days later though, which we'll come to in a minute higher up the list. But that goal and that moment was absolutely huge in the context of the season. It's a sliding doors moment. Who knows how the season pans out if Liel Abada doesn't score that goal at that time, because it was such a frustrating afternoon. Near Beaton was sent off late in the game and you thought it was getting away from us. We were going to drop points, which we couldn't afford to do at the time because we were already trailing Rangers at that stage. And Abada comes up with a massive, massive moment, does so well to control Jota's cross, first time with his left foot, and smash it into the roof of the net. That's a huge, huge moment in the season. And even though I wasn't there in the stadium, I was running about my living room like a madman, despite having COVID. That is a huge moment, and it's just made it onto my list at number 5. At number 4, it is the 2-1 victory at Ibrox in April. This was basically the game that won us the title last season. We had a 3-point lead going into it. Rangers were on their Europa League run at the time. We went behind 2 or 3 minutes in, and you feared the worst. It's always difficult playing your rivals away from home in that atmosphere, and to go 1-0 down after a couple of minutes, you are fearing the worst. But the team's performance and getting back into the game, sticking to the principles that the manager's given them, and turning it around. We were 2-1 up by half time, and then we showed a different side to our game in the second half, where we let Rangers have the territory and we just defended, and we were absolutely brilliant. There was so many excellent performances all over the pitch that day. Starfelt, Carter Vickers, absolute stalwarts in defence. Maeda was excellent. We had so many standout performers, and that was a huge, huge victory. We watched the game in Malone's, and the post-match pint after it was absolutely unforgettable.
Get in there! Come on!
It's the post-match pint after Rangers 1, Celtic 2. What a great day it was, and as I say, that is basically the game that clinched us the title last season. At number 3, it's Trophy Day, the 6-0 game against Motherwell. This was just an absolutely brilliant day from start to finish. The scenes after the game with the trophy celebration, the confetti, the fireworks, everything, the celebration was absolutely brilliant, but also the team put on an excellent performance. It was Tom Rogic's last game in a Celtic jersey. Kyogo scored 2 excellent goals. It was just fantastic. What a spectacle. And obviously after the game, I got the chance to talk to Ange Postecoglou, Tom Rogic and David Turnbull, which was an absolutely amazing experience as part of the fan media press conference, post-match press conference, if you like. It was done trackside at Celtic Park. It was an unforgettable experience. And that day, then leaving the stadium, walking through the city, which was just packed with Celtic fans with the street party, going up to Malone's to do the post-match pint. It was honestly one of the best days of 2022 for me. It was absolutely fantastic. So that makes it in at number 3. At number 2, it is the statement game, the 3-0 victory over Rangers at Celtic Park in February. No Rangers fans in the stadium that night. The atmosphere is up there with the best atmospheres I've ever experienced at Celtic Park. There was just something in the air. It was a night game. You knew something special was about to unfold, and we absolutely blew them away in the first 45 minutes. And I'll never forget Liel Abada's goal, the third goal going in. We were still celebrating Tannadice second, and Abada put in the third goal. And honestly, I was absolutely done in. I thought, see, if we score again before half-time, I'll pass it. Like, I'll need medical attention. It was absolutely unbelievable. I've never experienced anything like it. Inside Celtic Park, that atmosphere, but to have 2 goals in such quick succession right before half time and just take the game away for Rangers, it was absolutely amazing. That, as I say, was a statement game. It was the game that turned the tide. We went top of the league that night and we never looked back. That was the game that broke Rangers mentally. They could never recover domestically after that defeat. And it was the real statement game for Ange Postecoglou, because having lost the first derby, which was early in his tenure, that was the big chance to put Rangers to the sword and prove that this team was a team that could go on and win the title. And they did it. They were absolutely brilliant. And the scenes at the end of the game roll with it, playing over the tannoy, the celebrations. It's going to be one of the standout games in my memory for many years. I'll never forget it. It was a really, really special night. And number 1, believe it or not, as a 1-1 draw, it is the last game that sealed the title at Tannadice. And even though the performance, the spectacle on the pitch wasn't brilliant that night, wasn't what we'd become used to throughout the season, it was the result that got us over the line. And I'll never forget, again, I hate to repeat myself, I'll never forget the scenes of jubilation and celebration. At the end of the game, there was adults crying in the crowd, not just because we'd won the title back, but because everybody had gone through 2 years of hardship with the pandemic, not being able to go to the football, and you could just sense the emotion in the crowd that night. And as I say, the celebrations were absolutely fantastic. It forms part of the new intro this season, which I'm sure you've seen on the videos. But to watch the players, Ange Postecoglou, celebrate, you could see the emotion in Ange Postecoglou as well, coming here on his own from Japan, taking on this task, which was huge at the start of last season, and managing to achieve the biggest goal, which was to go and win the league title and secure qualification to the group stages of the Champions League. It was just an unforgettable night. And as I say, I'll never forget the emotion in the crowd and the scenes, watching the players celebrating. It was just absolutely unforgettable. So there you go, that is my top 5 moments of 2022 following Celtic. So many that didn't make it. It was a privilege to go and see them in the Bernabeu, even though the result was a heavy 5-1 defeat. Following them around Europe, making all 6 Champions League games was a big one for me as well. The first time I've managed that in my life following Celtic. So there was so many that didn't make it. Let's hope there's another huge list in 2023. This is a special time to be following Celtic. I think we've got an excellent manager, an excellent team, and I think we play football in a manner that isn't common. I don't think, if you look back through the years following Celtic, this is a special brand of football as well, and I think we should enjoy it for every single minute while Ange Postecoglou is here, while we've got this team, and let's hope we can set new records and blow this list away by the end of 2023. Like this video, comment with your own top 5 from 2022 below. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you tomorrow with the starting 11 prediction for the big game at Ibrox on Monday. Whatever you're doing tonight, have a brilliant time. Happy New Year. All the best, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.